Hey friends, hope you're having a great day. So I just finished the foundation of a new beat that I'm really liking, getting excited with where this one's going, and I wanted to share it with you in its current state and kind of how I got to where it is now. So the first thing, it's just a 4 bar loop. I'm just gonna play it through once for you so you can get a sense what it sounds like. And here we go. So I just I'm all about the feel and the feel of this track. Man, there's so many emotions it tugs just from that little bit. So I want to see where it goes. I'm going to keep building this out. But the purpose of this video is to show you how I got to that. It's mostly sample based. Everything except for these two purple tracks that you see here is piano based, and actually I'm sorry is sample based. I actually added those at the end, and I started with I'm gonna mute everything here and just go to this guy, the black drumfish. I took my kids to Mote Marine in Florida. If you've ever seen Mote Marine, or if you're ever in Sarasota area, check out Mote Marine. Even if you don't have kids, just go. It's really cool. But here, PSA for Mote Marine is over. They had this display where there's a whole bunch of sounds that somebody recorded of different fish, like eels and trout, and what do they sound like. So of course I went through it. I had my iPhone and I recorded every single one of those snippets, because that's all I had with me was my iPhone. And I've always loved this sound, and I've wondered, what am I going to do with it? So this, actually, I'm going to let me highlight it and make sure I've got all of the plugins turned off. This is what a black drumfish sounds like. Here we go. Just maybe the most musical fish in the ocean. I don't know, but it just I'm dancing to a fish, and I always thought that was cool. Every time I heard it, I did play around with the timing of it a touch, but not a whole lot. It evidently drumfish have rhythm, which is probably why they're called drumfish. Anyway, so that's the first sound. The second sound that I added in, and I'm going to turn off all of the effects on that as well, is a zip line. So I went ziplining at Hocking Hills with my kids, not this last summer, and I always thought the sound of the zip line, right? If you're at the end and somebody else is coming behind you, there's this, I always thought that would make a great riser, and I'm not using it as a riser here, but I've been looking for a place to shove that one too. So here's what that one sounds like on its own. And you can see the pitches are a little bit different there. It's the same sample. I did end up using Melodyne just to get it in the right note into the key that I was playing, so all of these samples play nice together. I turn the effects on there, it really changes. So I'm really just I'm turning that into a background sound. It's not meant to be front and center. It's meant to give some movement to the beat in the background. At least that's where it ended up as I was building this out. There's also the crash at the end of the zip line. So when the person comes all the way down and they hit the end. So at the end of my recording, there was this nice little percussive sound that I tweaked. here is, where's my, man, got too many screens going. Actually, I don't have any inserts on that one. So here is what those two sound like together with the effects on the zip line and nothing on the end. All right, so same kind of a deal, a little bit of Melodyne, just because these were all in half pitches and weird stuff. I should say, I actually, the Drumfish, if you start to pitch that up and down, it just doesn't have the same feel. So I actually used the Drumfish to determine my key. Believe it or not, the Drumfish is we got a connection today. So then, all right, so those sounds together. Let's give that a little go. My son has, it's right over here. My youngest son has a trash truck. It's like a little truck you can ride around in the house that was charged at some point and the battery has been about to die for months. But it lets out some really cool sounds with a dead battery. It's trying to sing a song, but it can't quite do it. So I'm just going to go through those one by one. So this first one, what I'm calling the static tick, and again, I'm going to take off the effects. This is what it sounds like. It's literally trying to start a song and it can't do it because it doesn't have enough power. But it's just this great little rhythm that comes out of it. So I grabbed my trusty recorder there and recorded it. And then I, of course, played with a few effects, and here's what it sounds like now. Kind of moving left to right, as well as some filtering going on, a little bit of reverb, and some noise to help it out. Then I'm gonna step the sad horn again. It doesn't have enough power in the battery to give the sound, but it just fits. So the sad horn. Do I have, am I highlighted? All right, yep, all the effects are off on the sad horn. Here we go. It's just sad, right? The truck needs power, just doesn't have it. So there's that sound. We also have the chair leg strum. So my son and I, my youngest son, we're playing with our Christmas presents, and we went around on a sound hunt, right? You know the book, going on a bear hunt? Well, we were going on a sound hunt. And we had these table legs for my old studio desk, my desk here, and I'd taken them off because I was going to use it for something else, and they're just sitting there. They're like big chimes. And he took his rubber dinosaur and was rubbing the tail across those chair legs and gave this sound. Right? You've probably heard a sound like that before. And then, of course, I gave that one a little bit of effects love too. So that's it. These are all of the different sounds together. I'm going to turn on the all of the effects here. And that gave the foundation of what I was trying to do. Actually, I shouldn't say even trying to do. It's just that's where the Drumfish and the truck led me. That got me to this. So the overall vibe of this ended up being in the, I think it was F. I think it was either F or A minor. God bless America. Doesn't matter. It had a sad feel, mostly from that that sad horn sound, and the drumfish kind of, kind of just I don't know. That's the feel it gave me, and so I just started playing some piano chords over the top of that, and that's where I got to this here. Just a reflective vibe. And my stupid light in this room, my light, every time I record something, I have to turn off the light because it's got a hum. I have to fix it, but, reality, I haven't fixed it yet. But that hum was going, and I thought, actually, that hum sounds kind of cool. So I tried to make a little bit of a musical version of that hum right here. Kind of hear it going in the background. So not front and center. And that is kind of where the sounds came from and how this beat came together. Not entirely sure what this song wants to be when it grows up yet, but right now it's I'm really just liking the vibe that it has. I do want to talk real quick to the chord progression. All I did to create this chord progression, I ended up playing. You know what? This is an A minor. Now that I remember the chord progression, it's an A minor. I ended up. It's just a D minor 7, E minor 7, F major, and then back down to an E minor 7. And I played it in, just like that. And I wanted to get the sense of it opening up. And so the way that I kind of designed the chords here, and I'm just, you can see that I wanted it to sound bigger, but not, like I'm staying in one place, but my universe is expanding. And so you'll see the chords, use more of the frequency spectrum as it goes, but kind of if you look at the center line of those notes, the center frequency, it stays pretty consistent. And I did a similar thing. Let me close that. I did a similar thing with the pad sound in the background to kind of mirror that. And I don't know if it's obvious that that's happening, but it worked the way that I was hoping it would. So that's how I built the chords. It was more of I wanted it to open up, driving what's my root note, than it was necessarily a specific root note. It feels more of a introspective style than I typically do. I usually kind of start with a little bit more rhythm, and in this case, it's a little bit more of just the ambiance of the sounds and how they talk to each other. And that, my friends, is my new loop. I don't even know if I can fully call it a beat yet, but it's my loop. I like my loop. I hope you like my loop. Gonna play the whole thing just a couple times through here while I say goodbye. Stay awesome, my friends.